Today, 3 signs that twin flame separation is almost over. And I'm going to give you the signs that indicate when your twin flame is starting to come into your life to stay permanently. Just like my twin flame is, I've coached well over 3,000 people on how to do the same. I'm the world's leading twin flame coach. I've helped cause more unions than any other twin flame coach. And I'm going to share my secrets with you. And it's very simple. All of the signs I'm going to give you today are internal. Okay. And there's a very important reason why. So you might be looking for signs that are out there somewhere, something external, numbers. You see their name everywhere. I apologize if there's noise. I've got construction going on in my house today. But you're looking outside. And what I'm telling you is all the signs are in here. And it only makes sense because you and this person are supposed to be the same soul. You're one soul split in 2 bodies. Everybody knows that, right? So this is why I often refer to my twin flame as my other self. Just kind of as a way to remind myself that she's me, actually. And it doesn't make sense to the mind. Okay, you're sitting there going, well, that just doesn't make sense. And there's a reason for that, and we're going to talk about that. That's actually part of how you can understand what the signs are, the true signs that separation is almost over. And remember, this is your soul's journey, guys. Your soul is incarnated in 2 bodies in the same time period. That's all that's going on. So this person is you. That's all this is. It's just another incarnation of you. Now, you might not like some of the things that this person has done or is doing, and I'll try to address a little bit of that too. But real quickly, I'm going to run down a list of the signs, the 3 signs that separation is almost over. And remember, they're all going to be internal signs. And then I'll go back and we'll review each one. Sign number 1. You feel as though you are separate from your mind. You're starting to feel as though you are separating from your mind, right? You feel this increase of consciousness. You feel this ascension, and you're starting to recognize the ego, mind, personality, whatever word you want to pick. You're starting to recognize that as that. You feel different, okay? You feel more aware of yourself, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, Satori. Now, Satori is something that happens when you are in a complete state of no mind. Remember your body, mind, soul, okay? And the mistake that most humans make, not just people that have met their twin flame, but everybody does this, is they believe they are their mind, the ego, the personality. That's where they derive their sense of self from, right? But that's not who you really are. Who you really are is soul, which is consciousness, and we're going to talk about that. So when you're in this state of no mind, they call that Satori, and it's like all thought just temporarily yields, and you feel this deep sense of peace and zen. There's no thought processes going on. And it's very, very blissful. They call it Satori. So that's number 2. Number 3, you just know. And there's a reason that you just know. There is a you who is knowing, and it's not your mind. So understanding these 3 signs and why these are the true signs that separation is almost over is easy when you understand who and what you really are. You are body, mind, soul, right? Body, mind, soul. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that you're body, mind, soul. And everybody knows that you and your twin flame are supposed to be the same soul, right? And it's true. You just have to understand how these 3 different components work and what they are. And then these 3 signs will make sense to you. Okay? This is your soul's journey. This is traditional Zen spiritualism, it turns out. This is an ancient teaching. This is thousands of years old. And that's really all I teach people. That's why I'm the most successful twin flame coach there is. That's why I've been able to help so many people. So let's talk about that. All right, the body. Well, we're pretty clear about what that is, right? Okay, so let's talk about the mind. The mind is thought. The mind is form. It works on a system of duality. I feel good, I feel bad. I like it, I don't like it. Past, future. There's a me and there's the other, right? And that's exactly what your mind is doing, okay? The mind is nothing more than your ability to look at something that appears to be separate from you. Listen to that again. The mind is nothing more than your ability to look at something that appears to be separate from you. Okay? And it's thought, it's form. And I'm not saying that's bad. That's just what the mind is. It's what allows you to exist in this reality of duality, or, as Albert Einstein called it, relativity. Things being relative to one another. There's a this and there's a that. There's a past and there's a future. There's a here and there's a there. Right? That's how our universe functions. Relativity, duality, opposites, the alpha, the omega, plus, minus, past, future, all that. Well, that's how the mind works, okay? So if you're trying to understand how it is that this person is you, right? So when I call, like my twin flame, for example, I refer to her as my other self. The mind, it just doesn't understand that, because all it sees is the form, the physical form. It sees the person. The mind is form. And again, it has a very specific purpose, but the mind cannot help you there. Okay, it can't help you with this one. So this ties directly into sign number 1. You feel like you are separating from the mind. Mind, ego, personality, right? And again, everybody on earth believes that they are their mind, their personality, right? I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a truck driver, I'm a construction worker, I'm a teacher, I'm a cook, I'm a bartender, I'm a mom, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, I'm a dad. I'm the kind of person that likes this and this and this kind of thing. I'm the kind of person that acts this way in these situations. I like these things. These are my beliefs. This is what I think. I have all this knowledge. I have all this experience. I've gone to all these places, whatever, right? These are all thoughts. These are all beliefs, ideas. And I'm not saying that's bad, but that's what that is. But here's the thing. Over the course of your life, you accumulate these retained thought and emotional patterns. And after a while, they begin to constitute your very sense of self. Right. And that's what everybody does. Okay. Eckhart Tolle calls that the human condition. Right. And that sounds very similar to some of the things that you'll read about, say, in Buddhism or the Tao or even the Bible. Right. There's a deeper spiritual teaching here. And it's your soul, guys. It's consciousness. Let's talk about that. So we just talked about the mind. Now we're going to talk about the soul, which is who you really are. You're not your mind. You're not the personality. You have believed that you were your whole life, and that's fine. Most people do. But guys, this is your spiritual awakening. This person is you in another body. Your soul is just trying to get your attention. You are not your mind, guys. And you're going to feel this energetic slip out of the mind and into a state of no mind. Okay? There's going to be a macrocosmic slip where over time you feel like you're transitioning into a higher state of being, a higher state of consciousness. You just have more awareness. You're starting to look at old beliefs and thoughts that you've had for a long time and question them. You don't have to believe any of your thoughts, guys. Did you know that? You don't have to believe any of your thoughts. Shit, put that in the comments section. Make that as an affirmation right now. Leave that affirmation in the comments section down below right now. I don't have to believe my own thoughts. And think about it, no pun intended. But you know what? Most of those thought patterns you probably didn't even put there. Think about it for a second. Your parents, your peers, television, pop culture, that's who put all that programming into your mind, not you. You don't have to believe any of that. Now, some of it might be good. Some of it could be good, helpful, useful. I'm not saying the personality is bad. I've got my personality and I happen to like my personality. But I'm clear that that's not who I am. That's what I'm telling you. And you feel this energetic slip into a higher consciousness. Okay, so you feel like you, the real actual you, the soul, which is consciousness, there is a you who somehow feels distinct and separate from the mind. And you're starting to feel that way more and more every day. So you see where I'm going with this. You are not your mind, and you're starting to realize that on a macrocosmic level. Now, let's talk about talking point number 2, because it ties in perfectly with talking point number 1. You have these moments where you slip energetically into a complete state of no mind. Now, whereas talking point number 1 is more generic, it's more global, it's more macrocosmic, you feel it in your day-to-day life, you're starting to feel differently overall. This is where you have these intimate experiences with soul, okay? And for me, they've lasted as long as 8 hours. I've had some that have lasted for 24 hours. Usually it's a couple of hours, but you feel this intense sense of peace and bliss. And it's like the mind completely vanishes. There's no thought. And you're there just being. You're there just existing. They call this Satori. And again, this is your spiritual journey. The twin flame journey is really just the true spiritual journey. That's all this is. So you feel that way every once in a while, and you know it's different. Now, what is it that you're experiencing? Your soul, the ego, personality, it's like it melted away temporarily. It yields completely so that you can experience a complete consciousness, right? The self, okay? And consciousness is who you really are. That's your twin flame. So that awareness that the mind is gone, you're aware of that. And there is no mind. And then I'll revert back to talking point number 1 to kind of maybe help you understand this underlying abstract concept a little bit better of consciousness. In a day-to-day sense, on a global scale, on a macrocosmic scale, you're aware that you're not these old belief systems, but that there is a you who is aware that you are separate from the mind. There's a you and there's the mind. Whereas most people on our planet, they just go through life unconsciously living through those patterns of the personality. And I'm not even saying that's bad, but that's what they're doing. But you're not. You're aware that you're bigger than these beliefs, and you're changing, and you're feeling it energetically, and you can't explain it, right? Because an explanation is a thought. What it is that you're experiencing, you can't think your way there. You can't figure it out because it's not thought. Consciousness is not thought. It's knowing. This shift that you're experiencing, it's just kind of happening, and you know it is. Which brings me to the final talking point. When your twin flame is going to come back, you just know it. And you know you're different too. And actually, whether or not the physical person comes back, you find that you're just not really worried about it that much anymore. Your focus is more in here. It's this journey of being and self-awareness, and you're really enjoying that. And you just know. Consciousness is knowing. It's awareness. I'm aware. I just know. The mind can't understand that. The mind might even say, that's a bunch of baloney. That doesn't make any sense. You can't quantify it and break it down and explain it in a duality-based system of thought forms. So it must not be true. Well, you know that it is true, right? Consciousness is not thought, and it works differently than thought. So you just know. You just know. Those are the three true signs that twin flame separation is almost over. And guys, I got to tell you, there's a lot of resources out there for you to embrace this journey proper. And all you have to do is be. It's not really anything that you're doing. It's where you just allow yourself to exist. This is just traditional Zen spiritualism, right? I would point you at teachers like Eckhart Tolle or Abraham Hicks or Buddha, right? Hare Krishna, the Dalai Lama, people like that. Anybody that tells you to focus on this person, that's the mind, guys. The mind is externalized. Remember what I said. I've got my little note here. The mind is nothing more than your ability to look at something that appears to be separate from you, and it has a very good purpose, a very specific use, the mind, and it's very good at doing what it does. But guys, you cannot treat this other person like they are separate from you. And the only way to do that is to be in a state of no mind. The mind can only look at the other person. It can only see an other. But there is no other. And you just have to treat it that way. That means traditional Zen spiritualism. Get out of your mind and increase your consciousness. Be in a state of soul, in a state of being. So I hope you found this helpful today. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to work with me, you know where to find me. There's a link to my website down below. You can sign up today for my coaching packages. I'm the most affordable and effective twin flame coach out there. I don't charge thousands of dollars, guys. It's only a few $100 to sign up today. And I even have payment plans. You can start for around $60. I make it so easy, and it works, guys. And it's the only thing that works. So go watch my free content. Sign up for my coaching. Please do something about your situation. Mwah! Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next time.